inside Carver Arena here in downtown Peoria. It's Bradley basketball right here on the Valley on ESPN. And tonight it's 5-0 meets 5-1. Bradley against the Vermont Catamounts. As we welcome you into the broadcast, the man to my right today, that's Christoph Kendrick. I am Brian Vito, and Christoph, the Braves with a win tonight can improve to 6-0 for the first time since the 85-86 season, which turned out to be a pretty good year, I hear. But first things first, they got to face a very, very talented, very, very disciplined Vermont squad.
Yes, indeed. Vermont's an outstanding team, constantly in the NCAA tournament, very well coached, very patient, will execute what they do. But Bradley does what they do, should work out well for the Braves.
You see on the screen Matt Barretto, who really kind of run things through him for the Catamounts.
Yeah, outstanding player, does a little bit of everything, distributes, scores, 38% from three. Bradley's going to have to know where he's at all times and not let him become the player he's capable of being.
And for the Braves, Malavi Leon's the MVP of the SoCal Challenge.
And obviously all Valley fans are familiar with Malavi, the big man from Holland, outstanding player, scores at all three levels, Swiss Army knife type kid.
And before we get rolling here and give you the starting lineups, let's first take a look at our keys to tonight's contest, and we'll start with Vermont.
Vermont, they're undersized, they're on the road, they got to make threes. Bradley only gives up 21% defensively from threes. Vermont's going to have to make those. They want to have a chance tonight and also handle Bradley's suffocating defense.
Yeah, and for the Braves on the other end, what do they got to do tonight to be successful?
Bradley just executed a high level offensively. Do what you do, play your game, and then hurt Vermont inside. You've got a lot of sides. You've got Anna, Leon's a good bench of big kids. Get offensive rebounds, score down low, and play Bradley basketball, man.
Well, Christoph, we're about ready to get rolling on this Saturday night post-Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. You too, Christoph.
Thank you, Brian.
Nice one. But we got a great one. No rest for the weary for the Braves either. They got back in on Thursday after winning very late on Wednesday night. I had to have a late cup of cold brew to get through that one. It made it just fine. But luckily, the Braves not only won, but they came back in and had a chance to prepare for this Vermont team. A matchup that a lot of people circled on the calendar to begin the year is one to be hyped about, and the second ever matchup between these two programs is underway as the Catamounts control the tip.
Oh, no doubt. I know a lot of mid-major basketball websites have been talking about this game all week.
And a good turnaround, and there is the aforementioned Matt Barretto, the grad student out of South Windsor, Connecticut, coming off a career-high 24 points, and he gets the first two here tonight.
That's a beautiful left-handed turnaround right there against a taller guy.
Davis to Hanna. The Braves do have the size advantage underneath. Dean with the teardrop, left it short. Iofalea with the rebound for Vermont. Gives to Aaron Deloney, who launches from three. You're going to see a lot of that tonight from Vermont. They shoot a ton of threes. They're very effective from deep as well. No doubt. Strength on strength. Bradley #1 against the three in the country, and Vermont shoots a lot of them. And that's been their strategy for winning for so long. Yeah, nearly 40% of Vermont's points come from the three-point line. That's 17th in the country, as Connor Hickman has one bounce off the back end. That's modern-day basketball, Brian, that's for sure. Shamir Bogues, the junior out of Killeen, Texas, is to TJ Long. Back up top, Barretto from deep. And Malavi able to hold off Bogues for the rebound. Vermont is not being bashful early. They get a good look, they're taking it. Hickman buries a three from the corner. Connor Hickman, Bloomington South High School. They know how to produce shooters, man. He definitely can do that. He had 16 in the win against UTEP. And the championship in the SoCal Challenge late on Wednesday night. 4 of Bradley's 5 wins so far have come within 5 points or less. That was one of them. Good defensive possession here by the Braves. And that one goes to the rack and good. That's Shamir Bogues, who comes in tied for the lead in scoring at 13 3-points per game. Gets his first bucket tonight. Brian, we were talking about how they have 2 or 3 guys in those low teens points per game. They got a balanced attack. Yeah, both teams coming in very balanced to begin the action. Open three for Leon. Is well off right. Good look, however. And if you're Vermont, you're going to live with that one.
Now, he's going to make those. He does make 30%. But you can see early on, both these teams, man, they really run their stuff. This is going to be a high-level basketball game.
Yeah, and it's funny because Bradley placed a UTEP team that barely shot any threes, right. And then you don't have a ton of time to prepare for virtually the exact opposite. I'm curious as a former coach kind of what stands out there, because, I mean, this is completely different than what they saw the other night.
Well, you know, your assistant coaches will advanced scout that. You've got guys on staff that will. And you know, in your league, it's possible you'll face different type teams. So you got to be ready for that kind of stuff.
Active hands by Darius Hannah, who comes away with the steal. In the corner, Leons puts it on the floor, and he'll shoot 2.
There's that kind of versatility we were talking about from Leons. Guy 6'9", catches it on the wing, drives in, gets fouled. If he can get this front line in foul trouble at all, Vermont could be in trouble.
Leons has frequented the line, to say the least. He's already shot 30 free throws on the end season. The Braves shot them very, very well in California, and he makes the first.
Well, that's a big key when you're a physical team like Bradley, is you want to get downhill, you want to get more field goal attempts, and in turn more free throw attempts.
That's something they prided themselves on, is getting to the line frequently, as Leon makes them both. And the Braves out to a 1-point lead. Vermont out of the AEC, a perennial powerhouse in that league. Picked to win it once again this year in the preseason.
No surprise there.
Good show by Leons on the ball screen. Now down to 7 to shoot. Down to 4. Step back 3 is off the mark.
Great
possession by the Braves. Oh, yeah. Hickman the other way. They get a touch inside to Hannah. Hannah, baseline up, and he'll shoot 2.
And that's what we talked about, you know, early for the keys, is getting Darius Hannah and Malavi Leons involved inside. They get Darius on the post, draws a foul, he's going to the free throw line.
So Hannah will shoot 2. The senior out of Milwaukee came in averaging 12 points, 7 rebounds.
This is a young man who just continued to get better every year, really improved his offensive skill set, improved his body. He was very skinny when he came to Bradley, kept working in the weight room, got better in every facet of the game.
Including the free throw line. Makes one there, and here comes Amit Jonovic in for Hannah. And Jonovic played very, very well off the bench in California. Let's see if he can provide another spark for the Braves out to an early 2-point lead. They slip it to Veretto, and a whistle and a foul is going to go on Leons.
Good little rub screen there. Bradley just adjusts on it. Can't get a cheap foul like that.
Braves 2-0 here at Carver Arena to begin the year. Wins against Utah State and Tarleton State. Kicks back out to Deloney, the grad student out of Portland. Iofalea glides in, influenced by Jonovic. The Braves might have numbers if they push it. Here's Dean.
Already.
And they're looking for Jonovic and trying to find a good angle for him. Instead, here's the ball screen for Dean. Leons 1-1, gives to Duke Dean, finds a lane, bumped off of it, finds Jonovic in the lane, and the baby hook is down.
Great finish, man, great finish. Vermont did a great job defending Bradley's set there, but Bradley made the extra pass, found the open guy, and scored.
Right wing 3 for Bogues, chased down by Iofalea. Another attempt, this one from the left corner's no good. Bogues is there again, but the Braves come up with it.
Couple offensive boards there for Vermont. Bradley had to clean that up with the blockouts.
Transition 3, Davis. Jonovic the rebound, and he had it ripped away by Bogues.
Jodovic's coming in and making his presence felt.
Bogues has been everywhere the last couple sequences.
On both ends of the floor.
Yeah. Baseline drive for Veretto, and he throws it down.
And he's just such a smart player. He sees he's got the big 5-man on him. Doesn't hesitate, just goes right by him, dunks it.
They're looking for Leons on the low block. Backing his way in, off the side of the backboard, gets it right back, tries the left this time, spins out. And let's see if Davis can save it in. He can.
A great
effort.
effort.
Finds Meta, who's stripped, but it'll stay with Bradley, who will have it after the timeout. We expected a great start, and we got one. Back and forth we go. It's the Braves on top early, 8-6, right here on the Valley on ESPN.
Patrick, Jake from State Farm, explain this bundling thing again.
All right, Coach Reed. Let's say these fries are your car, right? And
Bradley out to an 8-6 lead over Vermont. Brian Beto, Christoph Kendrick with you. And again, it alluded to it a couple of times already, but Bradley on the heels of a MTE championship. That's a multi-team event championship at the SoCal Challenge. There you get a look. You don't see the prelim rounds when Bradley took down Tarleton State, who actually won the other side of the bracket, but wins for Bradley against Tulane and UTEP again on Wednesday night. Very impressive against both a Tulane team and a UTEP team that is going to be competing for their league's championship by year's end.
Oh, absolutely. And then you kind of talked about the quick turnaround, coming back, playing a different team with a different style of play. A great test for the Braves early season. Two NCAA tournament caliber teams.
Yeah, and it seems like every single night when the Braves lace them up, it's against a team that expects to compete for that league championship. As Hickman knocks down a 3 out of the timeout. We always talk about it, but this group always seems to have a lot of success out of timeouts, drawing up something. They got a great look there.
No, there's no question about it. Coach Wardle prides himself on that. You saw it right there with Hickman's 3.
Second of the ball game for Connor Hickman. TJ Hurley into the game for Vermont. Kept his pivot foot. Hurley didn't this time, though.
Well, what Bradley, the problem they present is Hickman and Dean are smaller, but they're quick and they move their feet. But those other guys are so long and they can guard multiple positions. It makes it really hard when Bradley's switching to run your offense effectively.
Here's Dean. And that's already 3 turnovers on Vermont. They are one of the best teams in the country at taking care of the basketball. In the top 20 in the nation is Hanna, bulldozing his way through. Again, there's Shamir Bogues to take it away.
Great job on the help side. D sneaking up behind Darius and knocking him out.
Bogues, who spent the last 3 years at Tarleton State, going downhill. Great hands by Dean, but it unfortunately goes right to TJ Long, who's fouled on his way up.
Well, that was kind of a busted play after Dean got his hand on that, so the weak side rotation was just not there in time because he thought they were going the other way.
That's the first on Hanna. So it'll be TJ Long, the junior out of Rockville Center, New York. He spent previous years at Fairfield. He was actually the MAAC 6th Man of the Year last year. Makes the first.
Great pickup out of the transfer portal for them.
Now 10 of 12 from the line this year. Make it 11 of 13. And Brenton Mills will check in for the Catamounts.
One thing that's obvious that MVC fans will appreciate is how well Vermont does play basketball. They really do have a high IQ. They attack the right angles when they're open, and you can see this team knows exactly what they're doing.
When you shoot the three like they do and you don't turn it over, you're going to win a lot of basketball games.
That is dead on.
Hickman with a burst. With the teardrop, he gets it to go. He's got 8 already for the Braves.
He's been doing that move for years.
Alamutu. Fiorillo in as well for the Catamounts. Hurley on the floor. Had it knocked away, another steal.
Beautiful defense.
Hanna running the floor. Gives to Dean, who will slow things down. Good transition defense by the Catamounts. Hickman will try one from deep. And Alamutu will get the rebound.
Heat check there for Connor.
Fiorillo. That's a great pass on the interior, but it spins off. Great hustle by Dean to come up with it. In transition, Dean, Leons, Atlason stepped on the sideline.
Yeah. Just knowing where you're at in the court, that three-point line's so deep, it's so enticing in that corner. You got to know where you're at when you make that move.
There's Atlason. We'll give it back over to Vermont, but his team up 5 early on right here on the Valley on ESPN.
Patrick, Jake from State Farm, explain this bundling thing again.
All right, Coach Reed. Let's say these fries are your car, right?
And this burger is your home.
Okay.
It can be more affordable if you bundle them together.
Kind of like a combo meal.
I'm like a combo meal.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bradley University student-athletes live their sport, so when an injury occurs, they need a team of specialists focused and ready to get them back in action. The sports medicine doctors at OSF Healthcare, in partnership with Great Plains Orthopedics, are specially trained to restore function to injured athletes so they can get back to competing as soon as possible. OSF Healthcare and Great Plains Orthopedics are proud to be the official sports medicine providers for Bradley Athletics.
Sweet Fire Bar and Grill, located inside the Holiday Inn and Suites Peoria at Grand Prairie.
Back here in Peoria, they're going to look at John Becker in his 13th season as the head coach of the Catamounts. 6 AEC tournament championships, 8 AEC regular season titles. This is his 400th career game tonight. Overall, you see the win total, but 400th game he's coached as head coach of the Catamounts. And we were talking before the game, Christoph, and this is a team and a program that's had so much success. They're 5-1 for the 4th time since 2016-2017. During that span, no team has won more conference titles in the country other than Gonzaga and the West Coast Conference. So it speaks to that sustained level of success that Vermont has, and quite frankly, that Bradley has mimicked here in the Valley.
Absolutely, and it's just so hard to do today in basketball. The fact Coach Beck was able to do that shows you he knows to identify the right kids with the right talent and really the right frame of mind to come play in the system.
Yeah, and whoever comes away with the win tonight is going to feel great about that win on their resume.
You're not kidding.
Skying in is Alamutu, and a good finish to get the Catamounts to within 3.
You can see how well connected these guys are on the Catamounts, the way they pass to each other and where they know each other is going to be at.
That one taken away from Hickman. Deloney in. Crowd wanted to travel. I tend to agree. but it's going to stay with Deloney. Now left side 3 is short, and Birch, who just checked in before the last time out, the freshman out of Milwaukee, gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Aaron Deloney.
And Demarion Birch is a big, strong kid for a freshman. I watched him playing AAU ball the last couple summers. Really good player, shifts gears really well, can make shots. He's going to be a very good player here.
The top 10 recruit in the state of Wisconsin. Already provided a huge impact off the bench for the Braves in his freshman year. Catch and shoot three for Davis. He's down. He's been one of the most efficient scorers in college basketball this season, and he knocks down a triple.
Very fluid, big, tall kid, can make those shots. Very hard to guard and deal with.
18th in the nation in effective field goal percentage, 15th in true shooting percentage. Even if you don't know the formulas for that, just know it just talks about how efficient he is when shooting the basketball.
That's exactly right, because he only takes good shots. He knows his role, and he knows his strengths.
Squaring up is Hannah. Ten to shoot. Here's Birch. Knifes his way in, fades, and has it spin off. Alamutu skies to get the rebound.
Good take for him. That's a shot he can make. Coach Wardle's going to be happy.
Good entry pass. Zinging it in there. That was by Fiorillo, and it's laid in by Sam Alamutu.
Again, you see Vermont finding the open guy. Christian Davis just a little bit too late rotating back to his man.
Alamutu, another rebound. He averages 6 per game on the season. Fiorillo gives to Long. Kicks it. Good ball movement by the Catamounts. All the way into the corner. Great rotation by the Braves, and they force the turnover.
Now, if you could run a clinic, that would be textbook offense and then textbook defense to help it there. All 5 guys touched the ball. Every single Bradley Brave rotated where they were supposed to be, and they got the turnover.
And you see how intentional the Braves are at knowing the personnel and how all these guys can shoot from 3.
That's exactly right. And the scouts are always going to be on point with Coach Wardle and his staff.
Dean walks into a 3. Batted out towards Davis. Allison tries it from the corner. That's good.
He can really fill it up from Iceland, you know, part of Bradley's international connection they've had so much success with. The coaching staff absolutely loves him.
What a start he's gotten off to in his freshman campaign, averaging 8 points per game. Mills spins off to Birch. Birch gets the screen from Jonovic. Skip to Birch. He knocks down a triple.
Skip one, skip back. Outstanding offense.
Yeah, and how much of that was set up by they had the mismatch inside to Jonovic, so they doubled, find a wide open Birch.
Brian, you're all over it, man. You've seen that all year. If you watch Purdue, that's what they do with Zach Edey.
And able to knock that one down was Birch. Timeout on the floor we'll keep it with as the Braves have opened up their largest lead of the first half, stretching it to double digits. And I don't know what stands out more, Christoph. I think they've just been very efficient, very effective on both ends of the floor.
Oh, I agree completely. They've gotten good shots, and they've made some tough shots. But also, on the other hand, they've really made Vermont work for everything they've gotten thus far, and have given up maybe 4 points easy of the 12 they've gotten.
Yeah, and Vermont, we've talked about their three-point prowess. And on the flip side, we've talked about how Bradley's the top team in the country in defending a 3 percentage-wise. Right now, Vermont doesn't have one, and they've shot in a few.
And, you know, we're about 12 minutes into the game now. That's an outstanding job of scout recognition by the Bradley Braves players.
Let's see what the Catamounts do out of the timeout. Bogues. Right wing 3, and
Brian, we jinxed him.
On cue, they knock one down. I'll take the heat for that one. Dean gets inside the lane. Jonovic on the low block. They clear it out for him. Offensive foul as Ferretto stood his ground.
Well, and Jonovic was, you know, he banged in there to get position and then kind of backed him down, and the official thought he just had his elbow above the at the head area, and that's always going to be an automatic foul. Oh yeah, he caught him. He caught him with his left elbow.
So Vermont trying to build off that last trip when they knocked down their first 3 of the night. They get the stop, and let's see how they respond on the other end. Hurley, now Deloney, who's been the sixth man of the year in the AEC the last 2 seasons in a starting role this year. Gets it back with 7 to shoot. Pulls up from 3 and knocks down another back-to-back triples.
That's a good player making a tough shot. Duke Dean was right there in him.
Birch on the floor, left side, off the glass, no. Jonovic kept it alive, into the hands of Bogues. And the Braves get back defensively.
And Birch covered a lot of ground on that drive. That's a shot he can finish, and he will.
Moretto. Hands to Deloney. They switch up on the screen again. 8 to shoot deep in the shot clock once again for the Catamounts. Hurley driving in from the elbow, connects.
Tough shot over Malvi Leon's there.
Leon spins in. Birch had it taken away by Bogues, all the way uncontested for the dunk. And a 10-0 run by Vermont since that last timeout. Bradley, we will take it with them with 6:31 to go here in the first half, and it's been an entertaining one. It's a game of runs, they say, Christoph, and right now Vermont in the midst of a 10-0 run. They've tied it at 22 right here on the Valley.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals.
Don't miss it. Cyber Monday deals in Monday at Target.com.
2 historic conferences, 4 top-ranked teams, all the energy.
Amor, good if it goes. Got it!
That's our move. A women's ACC-SEC Challenge doubleheader presented by Dixie, Thursday on ESPN.
It's the first time all 30 are all in to conquer a brand new bracket in the new NBA Cup. Who's going to be first to take it? It's in-season tournament time. It's NBA on ESPN time.
Football's in full swing. You ready? Front row seat?
Wait for it.
Check. QB of the future? Division on lock? Check and check. MVP case? Brotherly love? Check. Brotherly shove? Check. Football weather? A season that's still anyone's season? Check, baby. NFL on ESPN.
We've been living it since day one. On the pitch and in the streets.
Good shoot and score!
Glorious, beautiful, true.
Would you believe it?
The thrill of every win. The devastation of every loss. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
.631 to go in the half. We're tied at 22. You get a look at Brian Wardle in his 9th year here in Peoria. Again, eventually won the SoCal Challenge. That's the 3rd multi-team event tournament, in-season tournament the Braves have won. 2018 Cancun Classic, 2021 Don Haskins Sun Bowl, of course, the SoCal Challenge from the other night. That's not to mention the 2 NBC tournament championships as well. And as we said with, John Becker, Christoph, bringing that level of sustained success for Bradley is what every program strives to do, and the Braves have been able to do that. They're in the mix in the Valley every day.
Absolutely, and that's why Chris Reynolds hired him. It was a great hire, it was a smart hire, and the results speak for themselves.
No question about it. They get a good look out of the timeout, but Leon comes up short. Here's Bogues, who's been very active here in the first half. Moretto slips the screen for 3. Good efforts by Io Falea, but it comes up to the Braves. Hickman is fouled on his way in. They're going to say, I believe it's on the floor.
I'll tell you what, Vermont, Brian, they've been really crashing the offensive glass, looking for second chance points.
Yeah, no question. They're not the tallest team either, but I mean, when you leap like Iofalehe just did, and he's at 6'8", it'd act a lot bigger.
But they're certainly scrappy. There's no question about that. Thank you.
You got a Vermont team that went to the NCAA tournament last year. Fell to Marquette. They get it into Hannah. Finds Dean, thought about it, gets back to Hannah. Plenty of time to shoot. Dean's got an open three. And is too strong with it. And Bogues, with that strength, comes away with it. Intended for Deloney, able to get it back to Bogues.
Vermont on the glass again.
And now with it, really. Yeah, he's very accurate. They're going to call Davis for getting beat to the spot.
And as we all know, that's not a sign of Bradley basketball to get beat on the offensive rebounds or any rebounds in general. That would be something that would be addressed at halftime.
Hurley. Here's to Fiorillo. Iofaleha. Here's a three left wing is buried by TJ Hurley, who's part of the AECL rookie team last year. Came in a 35% three-point shooter. And Vermont retakes the lead.
Vermont is very in tune with what they're doing, as we said earlier, and you see the results from right there. Great shot by Duke.
Just inside the arc, a long two-pointer for Duke Dean.
Stop the bleeding there.
That ends a 13-0 run for the Catamounts. First field goal of the night for Dean. Good hands by Hannah.
Yeah.
And they're going to get a jump ball and it'll go back over to Bradley.
There's those active hands, there's that long wingspan Darius Hannah has. We were talking about pregame. Cause havoc defensively.
Yeah, 3 blocks, 3 steals against UTEP. Already has a steal here tonight.
3 blocks and 3 steals. You're essentially giving your team 6 extra possessions just by your presence being on the floor. That is where he makes a big difference in any basketball game.
Yeah, I feel like it's rare to have a player that's great in both of those categories, and the Braves have 2 of them with him and Leon.
And like we said, they can guard all 5 positions.
And a lot of times, even things like a steals can be misleading if you're a gambler defensively, but that's not the case for the Braves and how their style defensively works.
Absolutely.
Zing de Leon's open 3 is good.
Beautiful pass. Use Darius Hannah as a setup there. They bid on it. Swing pass. Malbe Leon's knocked it.
Blocked on the other end by Adlison.
Adlison got back out. Vermont got that ball out quick, ran it. Bradley wasn't able to get back in trans D in time. Adlison covered it up.
Long is in. Hurley is out. Alamutu with it. Gives to Bogues. There's Deloney, averaging nearly 11 points per game. Catamounts have 4 players averaging double figures this year. Hickman gets the strip and the steal. Leaves it for Dean, who walks into a 3.
Beautiful behind the back pass there. Throwing it behind the back, I should say.
Saved in by Dean. They find Hannah, great position underneath.
Yes.
Gets it back, and second time's a charm.
Brian, you said it, he went down. Darius sealed his man deep in the paint, missed a shot, stuck with it, followed it, 2 points.
So after the 13-0 run by Vermont, Bradley has responded with a 7-0 spurt on their own, and they'll get the ball back out of the timeout. 3:14 remaining here in the first half. The Braves carrying some momentum, crowd getting into it. Bradley with a 4-point lead here on the Valley out of your SPS.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota. Like Camry Hybrid, RAV4, Tundra, and more.
How did you...
Magic.
Right now, get $1,000 cash back on a new Tundra, Camry, Grand Highlander, RAV4, or Corolla when you finance through Toyota Financial Services.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Sweet Fire Bar and Grill, located inside the Holiday Inn and Suites Peoria at Grand Prairie.
Bradley University student athletes live their sport, so when an injury occurs, they need a team of specialists focused and ready to get them back in action. The sports medicine doctors at OSF Healthcare, in partnership with Great Plains Orthopedics, are specially trained to restore function to injured athletes so they can get back to competing as soon as possible. OSF Healthcare and Great Plains Orthopedics are proud to be the official sports medicine providers for Bradley Athletics.
Brian Beto, Christoph Kendrick back with you, and a trip to Arch Madness in St. Louis isn't complete without visiting the MVC Fan Hangout. Arch Madness tips off March 7th through the 10th, and the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is the best place to celebrate before and after games, featuring restaurants, entertainment, and all things Arch Madness. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangouts. I will be doing so, Christoph, and that'll be here before you know it in just a few short months.
Oh, it goes by so fast. And Arch Madness, one of the best conference tournaments of the year in the country. Just St. Louis does a great job hosting it. These fan bases show out. It's a terrific tournament. Yeah,
it's so well run, and as you said, the city kind of revolves around the tournament that weekend. You see all the different apparel and all the different schools, and it's a ton of fun. So looking forward to it again this year. We resume play here, and an off-the-ball foul is going to go on Bretton Mills, I believe. That's the 5th team foul on the Catamounts. So it's been a clean game, just 9 total fouls called here in the first half.
There's no question about that. Both these teams have done a good job not using their hands, but moving their feet.
Davis is cut off. Has it deflected by Bogues. High screen and roll for Dean. Dean pulls up from 17. And Alamutu able to keep it in bounds, and now walking it up slowly is Bogues.
Duke Dean is a real weapon with that mid-range jump shot. He'll knock it in consistently. That's a shot he can make.
They posted up. Fiorillo down low, backing his way on Atlason. And that one spins off. Back into the hands of Fiorillo, this time with the left, no good. Alamutu keeps it alive, and a whistle and a foul is going to go on Bradley. It's on the floor, so it'll be out of bounds for the Catamounts, and 20 to shoot.
Well, there you go again. Atlason does a great job using his length, holding his ground. They missed the shot, but they got 2 offensive boards off it. That's kind of done a good job of keeping them in the game and giving them some momentum.
Yeah, especially with the way Bradley's been able to limit the field goal percentage as well, right?
The threes, no doubt. Great job by Bradley on defense there, forcing the timeout.
So timeout on the floor with 2:24 remaining in the half. Again, if you're just joining us, it's a cliche, but as we said up earlier, it's a game of runs, right? Bradley got out to a 10-point lead. Vermont responded with a 13-0 run of their own, and then Bradley has got the last 7 now to hold on to a 4-point lead. And this is what you're going to get. You weren't going to get probably a blowout one way or the other, because these are just real high-quality programs. This is a high-quality basketball game, and it's lived up to the billing in the first 17 and a half minutes.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. That's the best way to describe it. Both coaching staffs are locked in. All the players are locked in. And we're in for a heck of a game tonight.
Good crowd on hand here in Peoria, and they get it in. I think that was touched by Hickman last. It was.
And Bradley making life hard on the Catamounts here on these baseline out-of-bounds plays.
Very balanced effort scoring. 8 different Braves have scored. Hickman leading the way with 8. Barreto leads the Catamounts with 7. Bogues finds Fiorillo, power dribble, kicks it back out. Good controlled effort by Leons on the run out. Taken away by Bradley. Here's Dean's got a man on his back, finds to Hickman. Thought about it, instead pulls it out and resets. Hickman using the ball screen from Atlason. And they get it into Atlason. Alamutu on him. Shovels it to Dean. 8 to shoot. Dean with the right hand, and Alamutu the rebound.
Good take by Duke. Good rotation there. It was a little late, but just enough to make it miss.
Oh, skipped in the corner. Good closeout by Hickman.
Yeah, he knew not to let him get one off.
Back door for Mills, who lays it in off the glass.
And that's just moving your head if you're Duke Dean there, right? We know Vermont's very good off the ball. You got to be aware at all times.
Mills averaging 5 points per game, gets in the scoring column. Atlason buries a three.
Atlason has had 2 great wall-ups down here that led to stops. Then he turns around, hits that three. That's the basketball gods rewarding you for doing the little things correctly.
Had a monster night from beyond the arc against Tarleton State. He's made his first 2 triples here tonight.
He is certainly a weapon for the Braves off the bench on both ends of the floor.
Fiorillo. Bounce pass. That's just a very tough one to complete. He's a very good passer. Just the Braves were all over it.
All over it. Dean snapped his head, stayed with him, and then I believe his Leons was there on the help line as well, even if that was caught.
Birch will bring it up.
Let's see if Bradley goes for a 2-for-1 here.
Anna giving to Hickman. He'll try a 3.
Oh, tough. Beautiful. Good set execution there. Connor Hickman makes a tough shot.
His 3rd triple of the night. He's got 11. And the Braves back on top by 8. They're on a 13-0 run.
Well, Brian, I think you so
13-2
far have called it. It is a game of runs. That has been the name of this game.
Bogues trying to answer is long. Not this time. Alamutu off the glass on the second chance.
Oh, man. Bradley caught a break with a missed defensive assignment and then blew the block out, giving them free 2 points there.
Good end for Vermont, but the Braves will certainly take the outcome of the first 20 minutes as they head to the locker room up 6. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll recap this first half with stats, highlights, and much more. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals.
Don't miss it. Cyber Monday deals in Monday at Target.com.
Amanda?
Hi, Amanda. Come on in. Nice to finally meet you.
Thanks so much for inviting me in.
Come take a seat.
I love cooking with Analon X. It's just the best. So whenever I'm cooking and I put the oil in the center of the pan, it stays right where I put it.
So one of the things I noticed about these pans is they have this beautiful sear-tech surface. And it just makes the searing way easier compared to my old nonstick pans.
It cooks really evenly, so there's no hot spots. So everything turns out amazing.
Overall, things taste much better.
2 historic conferences, 4 top-ranked teams, all the energy.
Amor, good if it goes. Got it!
That's our move. A women's ACC-SEC Challenge doubleheader presented by Dixie, Thursday on ESPN.
We've been living it since day one. Glorious, beautiful, true. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
Football's in full swing. You ready? QB of the future? Check. Division on lock? Check and check. MVP case? A season that's still anyone's season? Check, baby. NFL on ESPN.
True story. The ACC-SEC Challenge will make November feel like March. First, number 7 Tennessee takes on number 14 North Carolina. Then, it's a clash between number 9 Duke and number 20 Arkansas. Begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
Halftime at Carver Arena here in downtown Peoria, and MVC student athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing voices for change, visit nbc-sports.com/OneValley. Brian Vito, Christoph Kendrick with you as we recap this first half with some aesthetics, as I like to call it. And Christoph, Braves, Vermont, we were worried about their threes. The Braves got off to a good start from beyond the arc.
No doubt, Bradley's 8 for 16 from 3. They've had 3 or 4 different guys hit them, and when you're shooting 50% from 3, you're always going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, no question about it. You see a good back door right there, and we talked about Atlason and how good he's been in his freshman campaign off the bench, providing a lift, and you see it towards the end of that first half. 2 threes from Atlason, and that's kind of the back and forth seesaw event that we've had, and Kaboom's fired up, and he should be, given the 6-point lead for the Braves, but it was very entertaining on both ends.
No doubt, both teams running their offense at a high level. Guys making some really good individual plays. Anyone who loves basketball really love watching this basketball game, because there's so many high IQ players, so many well-ran sets, so many good defensive things to see. You can make a clinic out of a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, so there's some of the visuals for you here in the first half. We'll get you some of the metrics behind those visuals after this, with the Braves up by 6 right here in the Valley on ESPN.
Live ESPN Plus Originals.
The holidays on Dale's farm weren't very festive until he saved big on a Bluetooth speaker with Amazon's Cyber Monday deals. And now?
Mamacita.
That llama is part dancer, part prancer. Shop Cyber Monday deals now at Amazon.
And the toys that he will eat.
Hi, my name is Katrina, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nugget trays is that they're a mouthful of awesome. That first bite gives you that full flavor. During the holidays, Chick-fil-A catering can help with bringing my family together, and that makes your heart sing.
Hey, this is Brian, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nugget trays is the joy that it brings to me and everybody around me during the holidays. They're warm, juicy, and delicious. When you walk in the room, everybody just starts smiling.
Bailey's.
We love our house.
It's on a great block, tree-lined streets.
The neighbors are observant.
And we're back at the Sullivan house.
It's lawn day, Sheila, and the leaves are piling up.
Ugh, bit of an eyesore.
I'll say.
Dry shave. Interesting technique.
That's gonna come back to haunt him. Some people clean while they cook, not these folks.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Saves us a ton.
If only they'd bundled the leaves. You know, I wouldn't have pegged these two as yogis.
I still don't.
For bundling made
Get your party started for less at Target.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or just announced just in time for Black Friday. Get $4,000 purchase cash on select 2023 Sierra models. That's 8% below MSRP.
It's in-season tournament time. It's NBA on ESPN time.
Best.
Back here in Peoria, Bradley out to a 6-point lead here at halftime. Brian Vito, Christoph, Kendrick, and Christoph, let's take a look at the first half statistics. What stands out here? We've talked a lot about where the teams have been effective this season, but anything that jumps off the page?
Well, I think a couple things. Right away, Bradley shooting 50% from three, certainly one. You go 8 for 16, that means you're getting high-quality shots, and you're knocking them in with confidence. Secondly, Vermont, 7 offensive rebounds. That has started some of their runs and kept them in the game, maybe when Bradley had a chance to pull away. And that is something Coach Wardle's just not going to accept, nor should he. And I can guarantee they're getting talked to in the locker room about that. And lastly, one of the keys we talked about for Vermont was handling Bradley's pressure. They've got 10 turnovers. That's uncharacteristic for them, but that's Bradley's staples, the way they play defense. So for Vermont, just take better care of the ball.
Yeah, no question about it. As I said earlier, Vermont 27th in the country in turnover percentage in a good way.
Yeah.
And the Braves have been able to force those 10 as well. Let's take a look at what both teams have coming up next. And we'll start with the Catamounts, who have been challenged. Their only loss this year came against the Liberty team that, quite frankly, is a tournament team.
Yes.
On paper, we'll see how the rest of the year plans out. But they'll take on a couple of Ivy League schools, and then you see Virginia Tech on there, Colgate as well. So they'll test themselves getting into AEC play, and both these teams trying to bolster their resumes with some quality opponents in non-conference play.
No, that's absolutely right. I mean, Vermont always going to try to play a challenging schedule every year. Again, it's hard for them to find games because people don't want to play them because you don't want to lose them American East.
Yeah, no question about it. And then Bradley on the other end, this is when they start their mini 2-game conference slate this week. So again, I said no rest for the weary earlier, no rest for the wicked, whatever you want to call it. Not from Bradley winning on Wednesday night into this game after traveling late and having Thanksgiving. And after this one, they can't let up either. Murray State is never an easy place to win at. And then you take on Indiana State team has also gotten off to a great start this year.
Well, you look at Cleveland State and Indiana State, they're probably the 2 most improved teams in their league over the last 2 years.
Yep.
And the same can be said for Duquesne. Duquesne
is
very
question.
Good.
They're in the mix in the A-10.
Yeah, this is a brutal schedule the Braves have put together. And, I certainly don't want to get ahead of myself, but if they can go through this with maybe 1 or 2 blemishes or none, there's a chance you could be talking about a net large bid if they do well in volleyball.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that every night they seem to play a team that has a chance to compete for a championship in their league. And you look at that list, and the same can be said with all those groups in the MAC. You have the A-10, the Horizon League with Cleveland State. You talk about their improvement. Of course, Indiana State, a team that they feel like they can compete at the top of the valley as well. So we'll see how it turns out. But first things first, we got 20 more minutes of action here tonight between Bradley and Vermont. And right now the Braves out to a 6-point lead. We'll step aside, take a timeout. That second half of action is coming at you next right here on the Valley on ESPN.
Live sports.
Don't miss it. Cyber Monday deals in Monday at Target.com.
We're building a better postal service for more on-time deliveries and easier, affordable ways to ship, so you can deliver even more holiday joy. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
This is Alpha Brain. This is Lucas.
No, you're cheating.
He just needs to cut out. All right,
No, you get good. No,
cut
you
out
get good.
distractions. He could use some focus.
No, you get good. No,
This is
you
what
get...
Alpha Brain can do. If you've got a lot going on or need to think clearly, we've got an Alpha Brain product that's got your back. Find out more at onit.com. So, you want to be the best at whatever you do? Get Alpha Brain by Onnit. Focus where it matters most.
My hair started thinning in my early 20s. I was genetically predisposed. I took a pharmaceutical drug, but unfortunately I suffered from sexual dysfunction. We needed to find a solution. Having to choose between my hair and my health was not really a fair choice. That really was the birth of Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement. It's never too late to improve your hair health. Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com/man.
Dog.
Dog?
Dog! Dog!
Dog.
Dog.
Doug? Sorry, dog.
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 Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer. The ACC SEC Challenge begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN+.
Back here in Peoria, just about to get rolling here for half number 2 between the Braves and the Catamounts. Brian Beto, Christoph Kendrick with you. And Christoph, both teams shot an identical 41.4% from the field in the first half. But the difference, the three-point line for the Braves, 8 of 16, 50% from 3. And they've only turned it over 5 times. And when you're shooting out that percentage and you're not turning it over, you get a pretty good look, as you get a look at Kaboom and some of Bradley's three-point efforts here in that half.
Yeah, I mean, and when you're +5, so plus 15 points from the three-point line, you know, that's going to give you a great advantage. I think Vermont has been able to stick around because of the offensive rebound they've been able to get and the second chance points. But, you know, as kind of moving to the second half, Bradley just needs to shore up the offensive rebounding from Vermont by blocking out better. And then, you know, stay the course on offense. A couple times they got away from what they needed to do, took quick shots. And for Vermont, guard the 3-ball better, and most importantly, take care of the basketball. Don't let Bradley take you out of your game, which the Braves have done a pretty good job of doing.
Yeah, we said earlier, the Braves have had 8 different players that have scored. That really speaks to the balance of this team. That's been one of their calling cards this year. As cliche as it sounds, it's really true. Like, it's somebody else, it's a new guy every night, right?
Brian, you know, you said that, and you're dead on with it. They recruit so well. They recruit guys who are going to do what they're asked to do and understand their roles. And that way, everyone succeeds. And that, you know, very specifically, he's talking about the points per game here.
And it'll be Vermont basketball to begin the second half. Bradley wearing the script uniforms again. They're going to debut those PIA Peoria ones next Saturday against Indiana State. Those things are fire as well. I mean, between these jerseys and those that they just came out, should be a fun one. Great work by the athletic department there. They get it inside to Ayo Faleye, backing in on Leons. Look at that athleticism, and he gets the deuce.
Ayo Faleye, he keeps putting his print on this game. That time on the offensive end with a traditional post-up play.
Dean off the screen and roll. Gives to Hanna with the monster throwdown.
Man, if you're not there quick enough on that help side rotation, he's going to take that and dunk that, and that's exactly what he just did.
Drawn up to begin the half, the first possession of the Braves. Both teams execute on their out-of-the-half plays. Barreto gives to Deloney. They go inside, and laying it in is Ayo Faleye, who's got the first 4 of the half for the Catamounts.
Darius Hanna got caught flat-footed there, backdoor, lost his man. Can't happen again.
They retry the screen again to Hannah. This time he pops. Backdoor for Lands. Will shoot 2.
And then he found his buddy cutting there on a backdoor. Good pass by Darius right there, threatening leader. Malavi, great catch. He'll get 2 free throws.
And Lands shot 2 early free throws in this game. He made them both. Again, a clean contest. There's only been 6 free throws shot in total from both sides. Braves 3 of 4, Catamounts 2 of 2.
It's a great point, Brian. Just showed you how well these teams understand defense and understand the game. You move your feet, don't use your hands.
Lands now with 6 points. He's got a couple of rebounds. Steal, and now make it 7. As both teams have traded 2 points on their first 2 possessions. So 4-4 here in the half. Bogues right wing. Veretto catch and shoot 3 is good.
Veretto
good contest by Lands. He still knocked it down.
Yeah, he just lifts out of the corner, and that's a rhythm shot for him. You're right about Lands contesting that, but he got too comfortable.
Leon's backing his way in, trying to use his length to his advantage, and it spins off. Somehow keeps it alive, but who else but Bogues to pick it up for the Catamounts? Veretto, now right wing Bogues. Downhill is Bogues, who lays it in with the left.
Braves got caught up on their ball screen defense there. It's a high ball screen up top, lack communication, blew by him.
Dean will use the high screen. Lost it on his way up, but it will stay with Bradley with 11 to shoot.
I think Duke was looking for a foul there. I thought he hit him on his arm too. Either way, the Braves got possession here.
Hickman back to the inbounder, Leons. Now 7. They find Hannah. Hannah squares up. He's got to go. Turn around. Fade away is bouncing off. And Bogues, I believe, stepped on the baseline, and Bradley catches a break. They'll have 20 on the shot clock.
No doubt, and Bogues stepped on that baseline because Christian Davis crashed the offensive glass. His presence alone made him take that extra step. That is the power of offensive rebounding and understanding the scout that Bradley is going to eat coming at you.
Braves, just part of their identity has been being an outstanding offensive rebounding group. One of the best when it comes to offensive rebounding percentage in the country, certainly in the Valley, as Leon's had it ripped away. And now Vermont shoots for the lead. Backing his way in on Dean. Long drives to the left, forces one up, no, and Leon's the rebound. Long is down, so the Braves have numbers temporarily. No look to Hannah, who spins middle, goes up, and he'll shoot 2.
That's a great point. That great pass by down there to Hannah. He'll go to get his 2 free throws. Good job keeping his balance.
So Hannah will shoot his 3rd and 4th free throws of the night. He's got 3 points and a rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals from the senior from Milwaukee. Braves 5 of 6 from the foul line. Atlason's going to check in for Hannah if he's able to knock this free throw down.
Atlason's had a great first half. Let's see if he can continue it over here.
6 points on 2 of 2 from 3. Hannah splits a pair. We'll head to the bench as Atlason checks in. And Bradley, a 25-win team a year ago. Vermont at 23-11. They were 14-2 in AEC play and are out to that regular season title. It's like the Braves' regular season title. Deep 3, everything but the bottom for Veretto.
Good action there, and good job by Bradley forcing that out to make that a deeper shot.
Dean got a step, and Vermont had no choice but to foul.
You see Duke Dean there as Bradley comes down to a fast break offense. He does a great job of recognition there, sees the open lane, blows by his man, draws a foul, gets two.
Small sample, but Dean's been great at the line so far. 10 of 12, 83%.
The consummate floor leader, Duke Dean, is experienced, heady, quick, athletic, knows how to play the game. It's the guy you love to have on your team and you hate playing against.
Preseason All-Valley third team to begin the year. On the all-newcomer team last year. And he knocks down a pair to extend Bradley's lead back to 4. Bogues is stuck, nearly got a 5. What a spin in by Bogues. That's a terrific offensive play by Shamir Bogues.
Oh, no doubt about it, man. He got it perfect.
Skipped all the way to the corner. Lay-ons for 3.
Beautiful pass, beautiful pass. That's set up by Allison's good. Post position, guy helps over, skip the lay-ons for 3.
Run off. The screen by is Atlison off Bogues. Back door. Help is there from Hurley. Bogues tries to answer and lay on the rebound.
Good rotations again. That is a past NBA 3 you're seeing right there.
Hickman spins in, kicks it, corner, 3. Crowd was ready to erupt.
They're ready to go on that one, Brian.
Veretto right wing 3.
And Bradley caught a break there, leaving Veretto wide open in transition defense.
They're going to have an open 3 if they want it for Davis.
Same thing, Bradley pays it back.
Bogues will slow things down. They get it into Mills. Whistle off. I thought they were going to get a jump ball.
Yeah. I thought Hickman did a good job coming over, getting his hands high, and then getting his hands on the basketball.
They're calling the block on the body first, so it'll be 2 free throws when we come back. 14:28 to go. Bradley with a 5-point lead on the Valley on ESPN.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine, my homes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby. Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey, and Kelsey how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? If you make the letters smaller.
Let's go! Come on, model. Let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling. Just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's time to light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Get our best offers and choose from a huge selection of Ford F-150 trucks with the capability, convenience, and technology to help bring us together. Discover how Ford F-150 can make the holidays bright. Now, lease a built Ford Tough F-150 STX for $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Bradley University student-athletes live their sport, so when an injury occurs, they need a team of specialists focused and ready to get them back in action. The sports medicine doctors at OSF Healthcare, in partnership with Great Plains Orthopedics, are specially trained to restore function to injured athletes so they can get back to competing as soon as possible. OSF Healthcare and Great Plains Orthopedics are proud to be the official sports medicine providers for Bradley Athletics.
For nearly 3 decades, there have been celebrations, excitement, moments, and memories. 30 years of Arch Madness at Enterprise Center. And it begins here in downtown St. Louis. The 2024 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Championship, presented by Valley Sports Midwest and Great Southern Bank, tips off March 7th through 10th. Celebrate 30 years of Arch Madness at Enterprise Center. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
He's in front of a nice crowd that saw a great battle so far tonight. Good crowd on hand, good energy. Former Cub legend and Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins in the house too.
Little celebrities in the crowd tonight.
And we didn't even mention Christoph Kendrick either.
Yeah, right.
Are you going to look at Fergie?
Yeah, that's right.
You see him quite a bit here at Carver.
He loves the Braves.
And you get a look at Brenton Mills, who is in his 3rd team now as a graduate student. Spent his first 2 years at Binghamton, last 2 years at Bowling Green. Has his first free throw spin off. It's the first missed free throw of the night for Vermont, albeit it's just their 3rd attempt. Splits a pair. Hickman, who leads all Brave scorers with 11. Birch a 3. And Bogues the rebound.
Good skip by Connor there. Birch was ready to shoot. That's when he can knock down. It's good offense.
6th rebound of the ball game for Shamir Bogues. Mills with a step, cut off nicely by Birch on the recovery. 1 and done for the Catamounts.
And you see Darius Hanna making sure he blocks out there.
They got Hanna. There was miscommunication by the Catamounts. They're still undersized there, and Hanna this time with the off-tan. And keeps it alive. It'll stay with Bradley and 20 to shoot.
I don't think Darius realized he had a mismatch there. Coach Becker certainly did. We heard him over here yelling, help, help, help.
So the freshman Birch will inbound. Leons. They switch to him, and now there's Hickman. Pushed off the block is Hanna. Hands to Hickman, step back, Leon, 7 to go. Birch, look at that explosiveness, and he's fouled on his way in. The basket will not count.
We've seen that a couple times from Demarion Birch tonight, where he gets just a little bit of space and he takes that angle and he's gone. That's great scores recognition, and that's a great way to use his athleticism.
That's a guy that, if he stays on this course, is going to be one of the league leaders in free throw attempts.
Oh, that is a great point, Brian. He certainly knows how to find contact.
And he doesn't shy away from it at all. Amit Jonovic will check in for Atlason. Good denial by the Catamounts. They finally get it into Hickman. Hickman with the left is fouled.
Connor's going to get 2 free throws there. Good job. He took it into a couple bodies there.
So after neither team could really draw a lot of contact around the rim in that first half, the Braves have been aggressive in going to the basket, drawing fouls here in the second half. That's the 5th foul already on the Catamounts. I believe they only had 5 in the first half.
That's a great point. I'm sure that was something that was talked about at halftime. Bradley wants to get to the free throw line. They want to force the issue a little bit. Put pressure on your defense, your backline guys that get in foul trouble if you can't guard.
They shot 4 free throws in the first half, already with 8 here in the second half. As Hickman splits a pair. Deep 3 from Deloney. And they'll let that one travel out of bounds.
We've seen Vermont run that kind of ghost action, that kind of high ball screen action, real quick to try to get threes off it. It's worked a little bit. Again, Bradley pushed him out. That was a deep 3.
Birch goes opposite the screen, splits a pair of defenders and lays it in.
I think he might have got fouled too. That was beautiful. Used a double high flat ball screen right there, just went right off it.
Hurley, teardrop no good. The Braves with some momentum, up 7 and pushing. Hanna crosses over, he goes up, he scores in the foul.
Beautiful move by Hanna and Birch back there, the 2 Milwaukee kids. I tell you, that's a tribute to the Bradley coaching staff, the behind-the-scenes player development they do and work with these kids on. Those are not easy moves to make in the course of a game, but that is something that Coach Bargan and the rest of the staff really work on these kids with.
What a finish by Hanna, who now has 8. And the Braves have now matched their largest lead of the night. It's back to 10 with 12:20 to go.
And of course, Coach Foster and Coach Black too. Be
No
remiss to leave
question
them
about
out.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Elite level. Foul on Demarion Birch.
Freshman foul there. Got his hands on him out top there.
Good show on the screen and the recover by Hanna. Right wing 3, however, is down. A huge shot by Fiorillo to quiet this Bradley run.
And that's a good recognition to give him a shot when he knew on that was guarding him. Not the most fleet-of-foot guy to get out and be able to shoot guard that 3-point.
Birch is fouled. This basket will not count.
Brian, I'm not sure, but is this about 5 out of 6 possessions where Bradley's drawn a foul? And the Braves are being super aggressive, putting a lot of pressure on this Catamount defense.
It was on the floor, but that's the 17th foul on Vermont, so Birch will shoot 1 of the bonus. When we come back, 11:52 to go with the Braves up 7.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals.
It's on. Cyber Monday deals start now at Target.com. Shop clothing, beauty, toys, and so much more. Don't miss it. Cyber Monday deals in Monday at Target.com.
I am a collage artist,
graphic designer,
illustrator. I am an artist, a printmaker.
It's a long list.
The work that's on Minted is incredibly diverse. The beauty of it is that no print is going to be the same.
There is pleasure in being able to share that with someone.
That's sort of the feeling that I want to capture, the heirloom quality, something that has a story on its own. That's what makes Minted sing. It's individual artists all in one place.
Football's in full swing. You ready? Front row seat?
Wait for it.
Check. QB of the future? Division on lock? Check and check. MVP case? Brotherly love? Check. Brotherly shove? Check. Football weather? A season that's still anyone's season? Check, baby. NFL on ESPN.
We've been living it since day one. On the pitch and in the streets.
Good shoot and score!
Glorious, beautiful, true.
Would you believe it?
The thrill of every win. The devastation of every loss. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
Live.
(51-44) is the score, and the 2024 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament marks 30 years at Enterprise Center. Mark your calendars for March 7th through 10th and celebrate 30 years of Arch Madness at Enterprise Center. Get your all-session tickets today and save nearly $25 by calling 309-677-2625 or order online at bradleybraves.com. Support the Braves and experience the madness. Demarion Birch, the 6'4" freshman, to the line for 1 in the bonus. Big front end.
Way to hit that to start off coming out of the timeout. Again, the freshman has made some big plays tonight. And like we said, man, he's got all kinds of potential written all over him with production right now to match it.
6 points, 2 rebounds, and assists. In 10 minutes off the bench, make it 7 points for the freshman. Again, he had a scary moment last time here at Carver Arena. Went down, had to leave the game. And fortunately for the Braves, didn't miss any time.
Yes. Bradley showing a wrinkle here with that 1-2-2 press and the 3-2 zone.
Barely anyone's been able to sniff against it, scoring-wise.
I know when I was on staff here, I absolutely loved that game. We would always use it to try to finish games.
They went to it against Utah, blocked by Jonovic. Corner 3, Jonovic again!
The crowd loves it. Great effort.
Feed the big man. Yeah. And he gets it on the other end.
And Darius Hannah feeds him. Unselfish play, ready to be aware. 2 blocks, goes down and buries his man. Rewarded for his effort.
This place is going wild here in Peoria. Mills. Bogues back to Mills, 3. Good hustle by Hurley to keep it alive. Bogues weaving through traffic, and again Jonovic. I don't know if he blocked it, but he certainly influenced that shot.
No doubt, that's great zone recognition. Demarion Birch ran at a shooter. Instead of letting him pass it, he was able to drive in and take a contested shot. Did not want to give the best shooter on the court a wide open look. Great job by the freshman there.
Now Birch fakes one in.
That's tough. Bradley's really flexing their muscle right now.
Timeout, Vermont. What a run after that previous timeout. The Braves have elevated their lead to 13. Timeout on the floor, will take it with him. As Amit Jonovic on a run on both ends of the floor has his team up 57-44.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals.
Amanda?
Hi, Amanda. Come on in. Nice to finally meet you.
Thanks so much for inviting me in.
Come take a seat.
2 historic conferences, 4 top-ranked teams, all the energy.
Amor, good if it goes. Got it!
That's our move. A women's ACC-SEC Challenge doubleheader, presented by Dixie, Thursday on ESPN.
They say there's a first time for everything, and this November proves it. It's the first time all 30 are all in. 6 groups where 8 teams advance.
These teams have all the star power
to conquer a brand new bracket.
This is must-see TV
in the new NBA Cup. So the question is, who's going to be first to take it? It's in-season tournament time. It's NBA on ESPN time.
Football's in full swing. You ready? QB of the future? Check. Division on lock? Check and check. MVP case? A season that's still anyone's season? Check, baby. NFL on ESPN.
We've been living it since day one. Glorious, beautiful, true. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
The ACC-SEC Challenge begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
57-44 is your score. 10:19 to go with Christoph Kendrick. I am Brian Vito. And Christoph, we talked about Bradley's defensive prowess, and it extends not just to their starters, but their bench as well.
Oh, all these guys are in tune, locked in what Coach Wardle wants them to do. And you just saw that last play on Met's whole little defensive possession there. was terrific.
The Braves coming in at 4th in the country in effective field goal percentage defense. Talked about being number 1 in three-point defense. It's not like they give it up easy for 2 either.
Right.
Being 4th as well. Good slip of the screen by Fiorillo, and he's met at the rim.
There you see that size and length again. When it meets with proper rotation, that's what you're going to get.
Driving baseline is Birch, blocked right into the arms of Jonovic, who lays it in.
We're going to give Birch an assist on that one. He knew what he was doing.
It was a pass the whole time, right? 15-point lead for the Braves. Here's Bogues. He's fouled. And is it on the floor? They're going to give him the shot. 2 shots.
They're going to give that to Jonovic. They went right at him. He had drop coverage on the ball screen there. Kept making him, he's backing up on his feet. Took it right at him and got a cheap foul.
So it'll be Bogues. And you look at Shamir Bogues and how impressive has this guy been. I mean, we talked about he's averaging 13.3 points per game, but defensively he's so active. He was part of the WAC All defensive team last year. Was named defensive MVP of the Charleston State Texans last year. He's been great tonight.
He's very active. He does a great job doing all the plays that don't get recognized, like all the little things that help your team win games. Again, it's cliche, but he does it, and the proof is in the pudding.
He does miss a pair, and Atlason gets the rebound. Birch tripped up, regains his dribble, or maintains his dribble, I should say. 8 to shoot. Dean trying to create. Ready for it is Davis. Behind the back dribble. He's going to have to force one up. He does.
Good possession by the Catamounts on defense there. Kind of stalled Bradley out.
Deloney. Veretto. And is faced by Birch. Guarded by the freshman. Veretto spinning in, goes up and left it short.
Great defensive possession there by Birch. One-on-one defense against an experienced older guy.
Look at the explosiveness by Dean. Finds Leon's cutting underneath, who goes up blocked by Veretto, but a foul.
He's fouled. We talked about it before the game, how Malavi lands a Swiss Army knife. Now he's cutting and getting layups. He's taking people off the dribble. He's made threes. He's hit a mid-range. He makes his free throws. This is why he's so tough to defend. And he's 6'9".
So Leon's back to the stripe. Senior from the Netherlands. Again, the Braves at 5-0 for the first time since 2006-2007. And here at Carver, non-conference play 28-4 since 2018.
That's impressive. That is defending your home court.
Good shuffling of the feet by Atlason. Deloney gets a step, kicks it in the corner. Good ball rotation. 3 is no good from TJ Long. Leons hits the hardwood. Both teams really hustling after it, but it ends up being Vermont on the baseline first, and it'll be Bradley basketball. Out of the timeout, 7:59 to go. The Braves threatening to run away, up 17 on the Valley on ESPN.
It's time to light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Get our best offers and choose from a huge selection of Ford F-150 trucks with the capability, convenience, and technology to help bring us together. Discover how Ford F-150 can make the holidays bright. Now, lease a built Ford Tough F-150 STX for $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
All right, guys, listen up. This entire season boils down to one word.
Bundle home and auto. But that's forwards.
Not if you bundle them. Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota, like Camry, Tacoma, Grand Highlander, and more. Celebrate the season with a new Toyota. We're gonna need a bigger tree.
Right now, you can get 3.99% APR financing plus $1,000 cash back on a new Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Take a look at Brian Wardle and his club up 17. He was back and forth a lot, Christoph, in that first half, but the Braves have really dominated at portions here in the second half. They've outscored the Catamounts 26-15 here in the second half, doing it on both ends of the floor.
They really are, and they just really have just picked up the aggression. And when I say aggression, I mean defensively, but offensively, getting downhill, attacking them, getting the Catamounts on their heels. Bradley playing to their strengths and making Vermont have to make decisions on how are we going to defend, how are we going to foul, are we going to foul or not, things of that nature, and that plays to Bradley's advantage for sure. And
without all that aggression, only one turnover so far from the Braves in the second half, just 6 in the contest. And they've gotten to the line a ton here in this half. 13 free throw attempts for the Braves here in the second half, and they've made them. They're 14 of 17 from the line for the ball game.
Oh.
Am I going to take the blame for that one? Just a one turnover in the half?
So we both get 1.5, right?
There you go. Hit my quota of jinxes. So Deloney will bring it up. Bogues floats one up. Davis comes away with it somehow. Gives to Leons. Vermont scoreless since the 12:02 mark here in the second half. It's nearly 5 minutes of game action.
Bradley will do that to you.
Step back jumper from Hickman. That's going to stay here, yeah.
And that right there, Coach Wardle was not happy with that shot. I think he wanted to get a better one there, but Malvi Leon saves the day, crashing in on the ORs.
And that's the 19th foul on Vermont. So one of the bonus for Leons. He's 6 of 6 from the line, 12 points, 6 rebounds. I didn't say he was shooting. I didn't see anyone move off the line. It doesn't matter, he made it. Yeah. 13 points now, again, the MVP of the SoCal Challenge. First team All-MVC preseason in the Valley. And he knocks down a pair.
About right at his average now, isn't he?
Yep. Always finds a way to get there, doesn't he?
He does. He does. That's what good players do, and he's a good basketball player.
Bogues thought that Alamutu was going to stay in the corner. Instead, he was slashing into the basket and he threw it away.
And that is a product of Bradley's pressure defense getting to them.
They look back door. Nope. Atlason hands to Dean. So plenty of time to work with, 12 to shoot. Good work by Deloney and that quickness to poke it away from behind, but 10 on the shot clock.
No doubt about it. Used his quickness against that size there.
Back to the inbounder. Leons a three. And Alamutu, again with that athleticism, able to snare the rebound. Deloney, deep three. Whistle and a foul. That's going to stay here. Going to go on Atlason, I believe. That's just the 4th team foul on the Braves.
I think they thought he got a little bit too much into him on that block out. Again, Bradley gets him to take a tough deep three. We got 6 minutes left. It's a 19-point game. Those are the kind of shots you're going to have to start taking if you want to get back in it.
Veretto spinning toward the middle, has to back out. TJ Hurley finds Alamutu on the floor, no good. Bogues tried to clean it up, but he was hit, and he'll shoot 2.
Some good passing, everybody making the extra pass. Rotations, one was late, still made it a tough layup, missed it, but because everyone was in rotation, there was no one left to block him out, and that's why he was able to get to the line.
So Bogues will shoot 2, a chance to get to double figures. Veretto, the only Catamount in double figures. He's got 10. Bogues has 8 points to go along with 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals.
Now, we talked about before the game, now granted, there's still 6 minutes left, but Veretto averaged 13 points a game, and they had 4 guys around double figures. Bradley's doing a great job winning that.
And he does split a pair. Again, that's the first point since 12:02 on the clock for the Catamounts. Anna gives to Hickman. Atlason fades and loses it. Bogues throws it right back to Atlason. Zings it up top for Hickman. Hickman on the floor, gets a step finger off the glass.
Great take. Coach Wardle pulled him for the shot he didn't like, talked to him about it, put him right back in, shows he has trust and confidence in the kid, and he delivered for him.
14 for Hickman. Foul's going to go on Leons. Second on Leons. Nobody in any severe foul trouble for the Braves. Io Falea has 4 for Vermont, 3 for Veretto. There is the aforementioned Larry Io Falea.
Oh, great D by Allison.
And I couldn't collect it.
Now, Allison, for a freshman, that is the 4th time today he's walled up and caused a missed shot by just doing what he's supposed to do.
You got to buy in right out of the gate, right?
Absolutely.
As a freshman, that's the identity of the program.
And that's how freshmen get on the floor. He's made 2 threes, but it's his defense.
Here's Hurley, again guarded by Birch. Hurley puts it on the floor again, pulls up from the free throw line and buries the jumper.
Good move there, good player.
And a sophomore from Pelham, Ontario. Dean pulls up and answers at the other end.
Duke Dean says right back at you. If you're going to play drop ball screen coverage, he will make you pay.
Io Falea has one in and out.
And this is when you have a lead in a game like this. It's such a luxury to have good guards. They're going to do the right things with the basketball and run your team.
Leons, that's good work to get around Jonovic.
Man, I tell you, these Vermont guards do a great job in those high-low situations of using their speed to negate size.
3 from the corner by Hurley. He's got the last 5 for the Catamounts. But the Braves still lead by 17. Braves in no hurry.
Oh.
Dean for 3. And Hurley able to shield off Birch and collect the rebound. Veretto tries a triple. That's down. He's got 13. He made 13 yet.
Darius Hannah has to get out there quicker. That kid is, you give him an inch, he's going to hit it. Coach Walter is on it, too. He knows that. He's going to be talking to these guys about staying on their scout and doing what they're supposed to do.
Vermont has cut it to 14, but all Bradley here in the second half. 67-53, trying to close out the Catamounts with 3:11 to go right here on the Valley on ESPN.
Live sports.
So you think a VR workout isn't a real workout? Tell that to your shoulders, your core, your heart rate. This is Unreal Fitness. This is supernatural.
We're building a better postal service for more on-time deliveries and easier, affordable ways to ship, so you can deliver even more holiday joy. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
You want to know what it takes to be great? You work harder, go further, train longer. But there's more to it. The secret is how you recover. When active recovery is part of your game, you're thinking about your whole game. Backed by science, trusted by champions, loved by all. Activate your recovery with UFOS.
We've been living it since day one. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
67-53 the score here in Peoria on this holiday weekend. Christoph Kendrick, Brian Beater. Christoph, did you have a good Thanksgiving, man?
I had a great one, man. I was a little under the weather, but I was around my family and friends, and when you have that, that'll cheer you up, man.
Absolutely.
And good food.
Absolutely. I was just saying before the game, I've had like 3 leftover turkey and stuffing sandwiches since. I've had nothing but Thanksgiving food for 3 days.
And you get food for the next 3 or 4 days. I mean, it's a win-win all around.
True, you got a lot of basketball, a lot of football on. Of course, it's state championship day here in Illinois, this weekend state championship. So shout out to all the high school football state championships and other sports as well with their state championship season. Got to give a shout out to my alma mater, Cary Grove, who won the 6A title over East St. Louis today, second time in 3 years.
Oh, that's a heck of an accomplishment.
But back here in Peoria, the Braves up with a 14-point lead. Into Darius Hannah. Hickman off the curl. On the give and go, back to Hannah, pump fake, and score.
Bradley's ran that post-split action a ton today. You see the Golden State Warriors have perfected that. Bradley's ran it a lot. They got some success on it there.
There's Rockamore, who checked in before that last time out. Hurley's been hot and stays that way with a 3 from the right wing.
As we know, when you can shoot the ball, you're never out of the game.
Vermont's going to have to gamble a little bit more, down 13. Hickman can answer. Lance was in position for that rebound, but it took another bounce off the rim,
That's
unfortunately. Right. Io Falea. Another 3. This one by Veretto, and it's suddenly a 10-point game with 1:52 to go.
Three-pointer's a great equalizer there, and Bradley's players, they've done a great job of it all game, but now Vermont is playing with this tremendous sense of urgency. Bradley really has to fly out to the three-point line and run these guys off.
So Vermont has been using what has been their primary weapon this year to get back into the contest at now 33% from 3. That was much lower for much of the contest.
Considering they made about 3 out of 4 here in a row, you know, and they're only up to 33%, just tells you kind of the job the Braves have been doing all game.
You look at Bradley's huddle, and Christoph, I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's still a minute 52 and a margin within within reach for Vermont. But one thing we talked to Brian Wardle about, and the thing I've always kind of admired about this program is we've talked about some cliches that we've used, and another one I said was like, you never seem to get too high or too low, and the preparation and the process really remains the same for this team, regardless if they're on a 3-game losing streak or on a 5-game winning streak. You see a lot of time teams come in after winning 5-0, they win a tournament, they feel great about themselves, and you hear the old dreaded trap game is next, right? The trap game. And the Braves have been able to avoid that thus far and have come out playing well because they haven't changed in anything in their preparation.
And that just shows you have a mature group, because a lot of that is fighting human nature too. And you see that so much in sports, even with professional athletes who make millions of dollars. If you can avoid that, that tells you that you individually, you as a team, as a coaching staff, are very mature and can handle success.
And Vermont's going to pick up the pressure, and they get it into Allison. Hannah was down all alone for a second. Allison picks it up. They sped the Braves up, but now Bradley will slow it down.
Everyone on the bench was wanting Addison to look ahead for Darius Hannah to get a dunk there. He made the right decision, kept it, running some time here.
Give and go, Hannah, there's the exclamation point of the give and go.
Great pass from Connor Hickman, great slip by Darius Hannah.
Rockamore. Alamutu lays it in.
And Vermont's been playing, with their feet on fire here these last 2 or 3 minutes, just going downhill, attack and attack.
Good pass by Atlas, and they switch courts again. Lob up top. Hannah with the block.
Beautiful press break right there. Ball never touched the floor until Hickman had to take 1 or 2 dribbles to get the better passing angle. Great job.
Bogues is fouled. And the Braves up back by 12. 2 free throws upcoming for Bogues.
And kind of what you were talking about, Brian, you see Coach Wardle's doing it now. He is coaching his team, because even though this game is most likely out of reach for Vermont, Bradley's going to be in these situations where this is going to be a 4-point game, a 5-point game. He knows that, and it's all about getting better. You can learn from every single moment of the game, whether you're up, down, close game, whether it may be, and it'll help you down the line.
And a team that's played a ton of close games already this year as that one spins off. And another foul and 2 more free throws upcoming for the Catamounts, a chance to get within single digits.
And the Braves have gotten a little sloppy here and there, at the end of the game, missing a block out there on a free throw. Very uncharacteristic. I think they kind of sense the victory. They just got to stay the course here.
Mario Falea makes the first. Came in at 9 of 11 from the line this year. Spent his first year at Rhode Island. And Duke Dean is fouled. That's the 10th foul on the Catamounts, so double bonus the rest of the way for the Braves.
And like you said, Bradley's been shooting free throws really well tonight. They just have to go in, and it's literally free points at this point. And just put these in, make sure Vermont doesn't have a chance because they come down, hit a 3. You don't want to trade baskets 3 for 2 here. But make your free throws, and it becomes elementary.
The Braves now 17 of 20. I can even do that math. That's 85% from the line tonight.
Well, and I think they've doubled up Vermont on free throws, which is something Coach Wardle's team wants to do. You're getting 10 extra free points, free attempts, I should say, at the line than your opponent. That's going to go a long way as well.
And Dean now 14 of 16 from the stripe to begin the season. Braves back to a 12-point lead. Deep 3 from Veretto, and he buries another. Veretto now with 19 for the Catamounts, coming off a 24-point outing his last time out.
He's showing you why he's a preseason all league out there. That kid can really fill it up. And I'll tell you what, Vermont is not going to let Bradley win this one easy.
They're fighting to the end. Veretto, a guy that had a team-high 11 points in their tourney appearance against Marquette last year. He played at Delaware a few years back. Actually finished his undergrad at UConn and came back to play collegiately here with Vermont the last 2 seasons. 9-point lead for the Braves. Bradley, if they're able to hang on, will improve to now 23-1, going back to last season when they scored 70 plus.
Yeah.
It's an arbitrary number, but it's a pretty impressive total.
No, absolutely, because that's Bradley. Typically, when they're a good team, you're not going to score 70 on them to begin with. But when you get over 70 and you have the type of defense Bradley does, you're always going to feel good about your chances to win.
So Bradley and Evansville, as it stands going into today, the only 2 unbeaten teams left in Valley play, or I should say in the Valley before Valley play begins.
And Evansville's been quite the surprise this year, and Coach Ragland's doing a great job getting that program back up. And, you know, as they get into Valley play, we'll see how that holds up. But certainly a lot to be excited about if you're an Evansville Purple.
Yeah, no question about it. And quite frankly, a lot of really nice wins for the league in non-conference play this non-conference season as well. Obviously, Bradley headlining a lot of those.
That's right. Took the words out of my mouth.
Leons makes the first. Veretto. Why not?
I think that's 4 in the last 4 minutes here.
He's unconscious now with 22. 8-point game ahead to Hannah, and they are going to foul and give Darius a chance to pad his stats here.
And we've got 11 three-pointers made from Vermont. I'm willing to guess about 6 of those have came in the last 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah, if you just see the box score tomorrow, you're going to think this one might have been nip and tuck the whole way, the way it's finished. But Vermont's closed in a fury. But the Braves have control throughout the majority of the second half.
And again, Vermont being the type of program they are, it's no surprise that they're down 19 points in 4 minutes. They're not quitting.
Yeah. They're just a great program that has had that sustained success that we've talked about. And this is what they do, and they're not going to go away quietly. Last possession for the Catamounts.
See if they can get one more here.
Veretto's going to try one, and he's going to get fouled on a 3. And he'll shoot 3 more with 2.6 left. The game is in hand, but now Verrett with a chance to pad his stats, as that one was all but down, but he'll shoot 3 anyway. And if he does make all 3, he will have a new career high, which he had just set the other night. So give him credit for how he's finished.
He has finished this game on an absolute tear.
So it looks like Davis and Hannah will come back for rebounding purposes. And he's missed the first 2. We talked about the balance from Bradley all season, and it's on display again tonight. 3 players in double figures. That's Leons, Hannah, and Hickman. Birch with 9. The Braves just need to inbound. They do. And for the first time since 1985, 1986, the Braves begin the season 6-0 with the 79-70 victory over the Vermont Catamounts. And Christoph, when you looked at the schedule before the season, it looked like a gauntlet for Bradley to begin the year against, like we've said all broadcast long, teams that have a chance to be playing into March, well into March, I should say. And the Braves have passed every single test thus far.
I mean, it's just been a tremendous start to the season. Again, the players, the coaches, everyone's locked in, listening. They know the task at hand, and they're succeeding. And this is going to help them in Valley play. This is going to help them with the rest of their non-conference schedule, which, as we talked about, is very tough as well. So, if you're a Bradley fan, you got to be really, really excited about what's going on. But also, there's so much room to get better, too. And this is going to be a team that, I think has a definite goal of bettering last year's win-loss record, and can do it. It's not unreasonable.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that's the most exciting part is that as good as it's been, there's an opportunity to continue to improve. They're not at their ceiling yet.
Absolutely. Nor should you be this early in the season. But certainly when you're hitting on all cylinders right now, or at least most cylinders, you got to feel pretty good about where you're at.
Partner, it was a fun one tonight. I appreciate having you around, and we had a chance to call a great game. So for my partner, Christoph Kendrick, I'm Brian Vito saying so long from Carver Arena. Appreciate everyone on our production crew, as always, who does magnificent work. The final here from Carver is Bradley 79, Vermont 70, right here on the Valley on ESPN.